afternoon, YouTube. This is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this is the first week of November. It is for my family. It is a birthday month. Two of my older sisters, me, a couple of my nieces and nephews, we were all born in October. Outside of my older brother, my older sisters, they were born in different months. My older sister's first, so she was born differently. And my older brother, I was always kind of suspicious why he was born in June. Well, all of us were born in November. I don't know. Maybe it was one of the times that mom and dad had a good time, but I can't. But anyway, folks, as a content maker, I enjoy reaching out to people that interest me, and especially their story, how they got into sport of bodybuilding. And I know you guys out here, you want to get, hey, talk to this girl, talk to that girl. I talk to people that interest me. I know you guys want me to talk to everybody, but bodybuilding is a tough sport. And anybody gets into it, you gotta give them a lot of respect. I have here a lovely lady, and she's been competing for a good bit, and she turned pro about a couple years back. And can you believe it? This lady is over 50 when she turned pro. Oh my God! I mean,
I don't know, but yes.
Yeah, she's a like my other guy would like to say, she is beautiful. I already want to know about him, so she's good. So anyway, we have here the lovely Mrs. Karen Conyer, if I got your name right.
Yes, like Conyers, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. And she is a IFBB pro. And we're going to talk to her, and we're going to see what got us started into sport, as we call it, muscle and masculinity. So, Manna, please share your story with us.
Okay, so, the most preconceived notion about me is that I always look like this, which I did. So about 12 years ago, my life changed. I was a finance girl, Wall Street, and I was in a head-on collision. Changed my life. So I went from finance to fitness. So I was very blessed because it was a head-on collision. My car went on the other side of the road. My choice was to either pray the woman who was driving on the wrong side would move over or crash into a building. Well, I gambled and said, I hope she's smart enough to move over. But she wasn't. I couldn't actually see her. She was bending down to pick up her phone that she dropped, and she had her foot on the gas. So what I did, I reacted to it. First of all, I prayed, and then I put my foot on the brake. So we collided. I went on the other side of the road. She went on the other side of the road. My car was smoking. It was New Year's Eve, and I had boots on. And I could feel my foot swelling. And, at the time, my husband said, how did you get out of the car? And I'm like, I have no idea. I just pushed that door open with my other foot, and I got out of the car. And there was a priest behind me, and he helped me to the sidewalk. And then the police came. But she was on her phone because I could hear her talking on the phone the whole time. And so anyways, I'm very blessed because I could have had back injury. I could have had trauma to the skull. I ended up with a calcaneus fracture, but I'm the type of woman who never sat still for a moment. So for me to sit through a TV show, that's a long time. So my prognosis was, one, I had to sit on the couch for a month before I could have surgery because my foot was so big. And then two, my doctor said, well, it's going to take you about 3 years to walk again. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, no way, not me. And he said, you'll always walk with a cane or a limp and you'll never run again. And I said, nope, that's not me. So that was like 12 years ago. Anyways, to make a long story short, it took me 2 years and 3/4 to actually sprint again. That was my goal, to be able to do a quarter sprint, because I like to run. My body started changing because I was fighting for the quality of life. It wasn't about getting into bodybuilding. It was the quality of life. I wanted to be able to move and run down the stairs and do what I like to do. So I turned my house into a gym. I have 13 stairs. I had to do dips if I wanted to go up. I had to do dips if I wanted to go down. If I wanted to do abs, I'd do them before I got out of bed. And the only way I could gauge my weight is a pair of pants that I had that were somewhat snug. If they got too tight, I had to change my diet. If they got loose, it meant I was losing weight. So, yeah, I'm very blessed. So I was able, now I can run. I have a sprocket in my foot that holds my heel together. So really, I started transforming in the gym. and I met a young lady. She said, "Why don't you compete?" And I'm like, "What's that?" And that's how I got into the sport, really. But my whole thing was quality of life.
Yeah, I mean that's tough. I mean, I've been a couple of car crashes before. Nothing too bad. Maybe a little, I mean, one time I was with my sister. We were visiting my my nephew's wife when she just had their first child, and we went into like a little collision with a lady. I mean, one time I was in a car with my sister. Was my mother and my sister and a cousin. It was this guy come from the side. Never been hurt because I think that day I was younger then. I could bounce back. But that's crazy. The thing is, people out there, your phone is not that. Sometimes my phone will fall in my pocket and it just falls. I'll just pick it up later when I get out of the car. But some people, they don't use the thing that most human beings have, and that is common sense. Right here, we got my man Rolando G. He's coming through. Shout out to Rolando. He says this. He says, "Good afternoon, George. Hello, lovely Miss Karen Conyers. She is triumphant after a wreck that she has gone through in tremendous perseverance." Not good some words. Persevere. Okay, thank you. Thank you for helping that. And also get here for Michael Boyce. He says this. What about her muscles? Are they still there? Well,
of course, my muscles are still there. Get ready to do a show.
he just wanted to see a pose. That's all he wanted. He smokes when you ladies come on here and you get to you show a flex and there's excuse me, Miss Conyer, Miss Karen. There's an old crochet. Yeah, Miss Karen. There's an old smoke saying, when you ladies rock hard, we're rock hard. But that's just that's the thing. But yeah, so you say you're getting ready for a show. So what show you going about to do?
Atlantic Coast, November 18th.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that show's right there in Fort Lauderdale. I think I'm gonna give you a warning right off. A certain former champ just lost her title. She has competed at show before, so you just be able to look at her coming back.
Not worried. I mean, all you can do is bring your best package to the stage.
Yeah. So this is where
it's all about who shows up. You're right about that.
Mm-hmm,
and it's been a great journey. So I am thankful for that. I have gratitude every day.
Yeah, that's good, But like I said, you're going to do the show. So are you going to do, I think the show is also Masters and Open. So are you going to do both or one?
No, I'm just doing Masters, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I think Masters is really getting popular in the last few years. Back in the day, I remember what some ladies I talked to tell me that you have to pay to compete in Masters. That's crazy. I mean, I understand when you're amateur.
Compete in everything. It's rare that a show is free.
Yeah,
it's
I know,
an expensive sport.
Yeah, I know, because other than the cost of paying for these shows, you got to remember, cost of y'all these suits. That's the one thing that hits.
Suits, yeah. Hair, makeup, tanning.
Mm-hmm. Travel, everything's going through it. I mean, there's so much to the sport. Now, okay, so that person who told you, hey, you think about competing, what was running through your mind when they said that to you?
Well, I grew up, my neighbor was a bodybuilder, so I had an idea of what competing meant. So basically, in diet, well, my mother taught me about weighing and measuring as a young kid, really. I mean, when I was younger, our family got a little, what I would say, chubby, so my mom put us on Weight Watchers, so I knew how to weigh and measure. So that part of the program I already had knowledge with. As far as like posing is an art. So I met a posing coach at the time, was Chula Fitness, and she looked at me. She said, "Yeah, I definitely have potential." So I would go to her classes every week and learn how to pose. And so that's how the journey began. And my whole thing was I was turning 50 and I wanted to be fit and fabulous at 50. So at 51, I jumped on stage. That was my first show. So a lot of people, they look at me and they say, well, she's an older woman. She must have been competing for years, probably like when Bev Francis was around. But no, I was not. So this is my 7th season. This will be my 5th season competing. So it was never a journey I anticipated. I've enjoyed the journey because I met some interesting people and they always welcome me with open arms. So it doesn't even matter. If I go to a gym, I'm very social. So people talk to me, people come up and touch me. I've been sharing my story a lot. I work for a gym too, and I've been sharing that story. The glam and muscles is Mary Kay, God first, family second, career third. So I offer facials in the gym for women. So it's not only about your inner beauty, but your exterior beauty too, as well as being fit. So I offer personal training. I also offer the facials in the gym, and women go to the supermarket looking refreshed. Their skin is glowing and they feel good about themselves and they feel empowered. So I'm all about empowerment, making you feel worthy, feeling good about yourself, having that exterior vibe. It's important to feel good about yourself. Looking good is good too, but you want to be healthy.
Because, like I said, that's the thing. It's important, especially in the sport of bodybuilding. How there's always that talk about femininity is very important. Like physique was created as a division supposed to be more about femininity, less about the muscle development, size. But even though I talk about this quite often, the divisions are starting to look kind of almost alike. It's the differences are somewhat subtle, but there's so much close similarities to it, and those things that women like to do, because women, like I said, I used to have plenty of jobs growing up as a kid. My first job was I was younger. I used to work in the fields with my family, and deal with stuff like that. Then I got my first real job at 16. I used to work in textiles for like 8 years. I had a couple of jobs here and there, and then one of my other jobs where I worked with women all night was in, and some people might call it a gentleman club. In the hood, we call it a booty club. So women, it's about presentation, especially when it is a bodybuilder, because we come on stage. I remember, like you talk about Bev Francis back in the day. I remember Bev was told that she was too muscular because she was the next level for women's bodybuilding, and but then she dumbed herself down a little bit so to be more feminine. But then I think the last Miss Olympia was back in '91, where she really came in hard, shredded. I'm a big Bev Francis fan. I think she's an amazing lady. But yeah, it's difficult. We got here a man XA Gucci 23. It's my brother XA. He says, hello, George, Paige, and sister Conyer. Hello there, XA. Thank you for coming through, brother. This is from man Rolando G. I adore the masters, especially lovely women like you and women like Irene Anderson, Nikki Fuller, Betty Pariso, Druda Bachette, and Gail Moyer. Well, like I said, other than Irene, who I got to meet at Savannah last year, all these amazing people all since retired. I think I hadn't seen any of them compete, but I know Betty Pariso. She was right about a little bit in her 40s when she started. And I think she retired right around when she was 50. And, there was the situation where they said she wasn't scored too well. So she started doing what they call the most muscular, or we call this the crab pose, where that really helped her out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it is a growing number of ladies. I did interview a lady about a couple weeks ago. She got into the sport 5 years older than you. She was 55 when she started. She's 61 now. She just made a debut a couple months back at the Legion Sports Fest. Lovely Miss Cynthia Marks. She made her debut doing both open and masters. But sometimes, if some ladies say they feel comfortable with masters because you compete with people in the same level. And some ladies say, even though they're at that age where they can do masters, they say, I don't want to do masters. I still want to test myself in the open class. So your first show, where was your first show? What was that feeling like when you first on stage?
Oh, I was kind of like a deer with lights in the eyes, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was amazing. I don't think I really understood what was going on. You get better at it as you go. At the time, I don't even know where my coach wasn't backstage. It was a little crazy, but it was a good time. It was at T-Neck, the Marriott. And I always liked that place because I used to do makeup backstage. And I remember I was doing my girlfriend's makeup and they kept on calling the athletes. And then I realized they were looking at me and I said, no, I'm not a competitor. But it was nice that they acknowledged me. They were looking at me like, you need to get on stage. So,
yeah. So you worked at T-Neck, which is where they have the New York Pro the last few years.
Yeah, the New York Pro.
Yeah, one of the ladies who just competed at that show. She's now 5th in the Olympia. That's Natalia Kobaleva. I know a lot of you guys out there, you were hoping she was going to beat Andrea. Hell no.
Oh, that was
yeah.
Andrea's.
Oh my God, she's such a beautiful woman.
She is.
I can't. I mean, I used to have a partner. We used to live stream together. He actually met her when he was up there in New York. And I mean, she's just so amazing. I know people who know her. I'm hoping maybe in the future I get to do an interview with her. I mean, I just think she's so beautiful. She just has a great look to her. I mean, I'm sorry. If I sound like I'm simping, I am.
Well, that's going to be one of your goals, George. There you go.
That'd be my dream. That'd be my dream. Then two people I think I would like to have on here is most definitely Andrea and the guy who kind of saved bodybuilding, Mr. Jake Woods. I know you probably met him before. Yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. I'm sorry. Every time I hear his name, I got to do it. For Denzel for Training Day. I can't help it. But hey, Jake, well, you got your pockets? Hey, that can help me for the rest of the year. So, but anyway, that experience being on stage, you're practically naked. You got to perform. You got to turn, get the light shining on you. That is nerve-wracking, but when you got off stage, how did you feel, and what did you do after your first competition?
Oh, it's so you're on stage for such a short time, so you prep and you get on stage. You're like, wow, it's over. What did I do after the show? Mingled a bit. I'm all about meeting people and opportunity, and then food. So I always want seafood pasta, a nice martini, and some ice cream. That's my thing. I usually fall asleep when I'm doing the martini. So I remember that show. I was sitting in my living room and I was trying to drink the martini, and then my lats froze. It was horrible. Yeah. I was kind of dehydrated. Everybody in my house was asleep and I couldn't move. I was kind of like stuck there and I wanted to scream. I'm like, it's going to go away. It's going to go away. Mm. So, yeah, and I had water next to me, but I really needed electrolytes. I needed sodium, potassium, and magnesium. So, yeah. But and another time I left the show and I went to the ice cream place. We have a place called Ralph's Ices, an ice cream stand outside. And I was standing in line half naked with my medal around my neck, and people were just looking at me. And I'm like, yep, well, hey, I got to get my ice cream in, I know. But it's all good, People have always been kind to me, so I'm thankful for that, no matter where I go.
Oh, I know some small be saying, hey, who's that chicken? I'll be back later. I gotta go somewhere. I'll be right back. Just stay right here. Just stay right here.
I work in New York City, and I had a woman chase me down the street looking at me. How'd you get your arms like that? I was just walking down the street. So, I've been very blessed because wherever I go, even Pittsburgh, they love me. I've always got people coming up to me, talking to me, yelling. Even Fort Lauderdale, I was walking down the street and I got horns beeping. So that's a blessing. I love that about the sport.
Yeah.
On Staten Island, I'm a dog walker too, so they see me walking. I used to walk a 170-pound cane Corso pit in the summertime, half dressed, and everybody be honking the road. They let me cross the street. They look at me like, wow, So it's all about empowerment, really, feeling good. Yeah. And it's a great experience.
I often heard, I'm from the South. I often heard stories about New York. Y'all wild up that way. I had one of my second oldest nephew. He stayed up there for a good bit. I mean, he told me the cost of his he had a studio 1-bedroom apartment. So it was like $3,000. You could buy yourself a trailer and land with that.
Oh, the rent is crazy now. Yeah, especially after COVID. I mean, prices went down during COVID and they jacked up $3,500. I work next to a residential building. It's like a 4x4 for $3,500 to $4,200, And these young kids today, they book it like a dorm room and split it in half so they can cut the cost of the rent,
Yeah, that's a smart thing. We have a guy who's here also from your neck of the woods. He's from New York too. This is my man KL the Wanderer. He coming through. He says, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, KL?
Hey,
what's
also, up,
he want to say to you, he says, he says she's gorgeous. Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Like one of my other guys would say like this, like, she's a fine yellow honey. Yeah, I'm a player from the Himalayas. Yeah, and I like some mocha here.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, I just love that. Martin was wild. I think he did like 30 characters on that show. But anyway, yeah. But here we get also from Rolando G. He says this. He says, while you were drinking a little sip of something and your lats locked up on you sucks, Miss Conyer. We call Miss Karen. Or call Karen. Come on.
Karen,
yeah, because
it wasn't even that. I think it was just because I had water next to me. Like I said, I need electrolytes.
Yeah.
So I never finished the drink. Yeah, I had like 2 sips of the drink, and I'm just like, oh, I guess I can't have this.
Yeah. I
Nothing
want
did.
to one more sip, one more sip. But yeah, here is from a man KL. He says this. He says, hey Karen, I live in Brooklyn. You live in Brooklyn. So where you're from?
Oh, okay. You're from Crooklyn, then, huh?
Yeah. I think she said she's from Long Island.
No, I live in Staten Island.
Staten Island, okay.
Yeah.
Staten Island, we got both islands to meet Staten Island,
That's 2 opposite ends of the spectrum now. You know that?
Yeah. Like you call somebody from the Bronx, Brooklyn, and say, hey, that's fighting words.
Boogie down Bronx, yeah.
Yeah, Boogie down Bronx. Harlem versus like it's a lot I learned because we don't have those kind of like everything's kind of like where I was growing up, my closest neighbor was like maybe a mile down the road, but that's who's the little doggy.
Oh, so this is my dog at Pet City. Her name is Annie.
Oh,
is she cute?
Yeah, she's cute. We used to have dogs when you were kids.
Rescue.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, I mean, it's tough being a woman in the sport. And you say you talk about your family, and we were talking earlier on IG. Her husband passed away some time ago from the virus. If anybody follow me, my mom passed away from that virus. It was, 2 of my sisters had got it, but they did all right. It was tough during that time, especially New York. Y'all were shut down. I mean,
yeah, especially because you weren't allowed to see them either. So I took my husband to the emergency room and I never saw him again. So yeah, it's crazy. I lost my dad 6 months prior to my husband too. So
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was a crazy time,
Yeah,
for a lot of people. So
yeah, well, my mom was sick for a long time. I took care of her. My mom was my woman. I sound like a cowboy. My mom was my woman. My woman was gone. I just, had to, try to, what she had to raise us. She was the 6 of us kids, and then 2 grandkids. Now everybody's kind of, I think she passed away. Kind of everybody. We're still kind of close. So my older sister lives down the road from where I stay at. My second older sister, she lives in the Fayetteville. That's like a good 40, 50 miles where I'm staying at. I did have 2 other siblings in between, but they passed away some time ago. And my father passed away. My father and my mother were together for like nearly 55 years, even though he lived in Jersey for 30 years of it. And we were still down here in North Carolina. But, it's good that you have support other than your husband. Who else was in your family immediately?
Oh, so I'm an only child, so I don't have any siblings. So I have a daughter. She's 25. She's my photographer when I go to the shows.
That's cool.
My training partner supports me, and then friends.
And that's good to have support.
I grew up suburbs of Boston, so I still have friends in the Boston area.
Well, I interviewed a lovely lady. She's from around that area. I know a couple of ladies around that area. The lovely Miss Robin Mays. She is from around that area.
Yeah, Robin doesn't live too far from me. Yes, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And also another lady who I come really good friends with, lovely Miss Andrea Sauer. She's also from that neck of wood. Y'all Bostonians, y'all wild, Hey,
yeah. Right. Park the car, right?
Yeah. Park the car. Like I just. Anyway, okay, from KL, the Wanderer he says, on Staten Island, Shaolin.
That's right, man.
Wu-Tang. Method from Brooklyn. I thought he's from Brooklyn.
He lives in Staten Island. Actually, I used to go to the same gym as him.
It's wow, Meth, big fan of meth. Also, KL Wonder says that New York was hateful with the pandemic. Well, the thing is,
lockdown. It was, I've never seen a city that was quiet. I used to go visit my mom in the Boston area, and you could actually go out to eat and do things. New York, total shutdown. I remember I went into the city. I looked at the West Side Highway. Not one car. You'll never see that. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, my mind says this: when something like this happened, you don't know what to do. You have to figure out. This was just crazy. Anytime, this is what I learned. 2 things happen when you have war and pandemics. Things have to change. You have to adapt. You have to find a way to survive. And this thing was just crazy. It was just no one knew what to do. You were asking the government what to do, this and that. It's just sometimes, people may not like it. Like we weren't too bad here in North Carolina because, like I said, we're not as busy as New York. I mean, one time I was driving my sister down on one of the highways, and usually the highway was pretty busy. Sometimes you might see 3 or 4 cars. But she was going through a doctor's appointment. She couldn't drive, so she needed to drive. Here, this is from man Carey. My man Rondo. He says he won't give you this. He says this. Rondo says, Karen, my condolences to you, to your loss. I know your husband is smiling down, cheering you on. Thank you. Appreciate that. And also, this is for KL. He's here. Correct me. He says this. He says, "Yeah, Meth originally from Long Island."
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shout out. Okay. And this is from KL. He says, "I ain't no excuse, George. People was acting up." Well, I know, but still, sometimes things happen. You got to be more control. But anyway, back to your lovely Miss Karen here. You say your daughter, she supports you. What was that like, especially when you started getting into the sport? What was her mindset? Because I don't know. You got to think about it. Your mom's on stage, half naked. You're like, he'll say, "Hey, what's your daughter's name?"
Kiana.
Kiana. Hey, Kiana, that's your mom up there. Yeah. I say,
no,
"Hey, Miss Karen."
she never looked at it that way. I mean, she's been with me everywhere. Like, we're like Mutt and Jeff. She's been in New York with me where people are running down the street and she say, "Mom, they're yelling at you." And I turn around and I talk to people. So she's used to it. The biggest thing is I haven't always been, like I said, I haven't always been this fit. I've been in the gym since I was a kid, but I've been as heavy as 193 pounds and as small as 118 pounds. So she's seen me when I was heavier. After the head-on collision, I was heavier. And she's seen me transform. And actually, I'm very proud of her because for the first time in her life, she gained some weight during COVID. And because she's grown up with me with weighing and measuring, she's lost all the weight. She does her little workouts that I gave her. And so, no, she never had a problem with me on stage at all.
That's pretty good because you know what?
Yeah.
I remember dealing with mom stuff. I did put on a lot of weight. I was almost 500 pounds at one point.
Oh,
but then, after she passed away, and then my family told me, "George, you got to take care of yourself now." So I sat back and you know what? I started doing little things like certain things to stop eating. I still eat certain things. You can't. Sometimes you just get break some habits. But I got a little smarter with some of the things, and sometimes I didn't even go work out because we share a gym we work out at. I am also a member of Planet Fitness, and we're going to go in social media in a bit and see her. Yeah, I've been around because I had some issues, and I need to take care of first before I go back. But we'll go in her social media for a bit, guys. And guys, and this is no offense to you, Miss Karen. I'm sorry. It's an old Southern thing. It's gentlemen we respectfully call a lady Miss as a man. I'm sorry, ma'am, if that offends you. So, but anyway, guys, if you follow Karen, her social media stuff is in the description. But this is a rule. I'm going to tell you guys. No D pics. This is a lovely lady. She has a daughter. I know you guys. You love these women. They get you, little sided, the little, kun side. But stop. Be respectful. This is a lady. Like Mr. Navy, I'm a lady. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and social media here a bit. And this is she's working out, and she's very impressive. I mean, good development. I mean, it's tough, especially for a woman, because you change the aspects of what people consider feminine. But the thing is, you're like I said, you're about your health and about what you want to achieve.
Yes. Well, then you get hooked on fitness. It's funny, I ran into a friend the other day, and he's getting ready to compete, and he was talking about a pump. I said, he goes, "That was the first time I felt a pump." And I was like, well, that's what you're going to get addicted to, is you get addicted to the pump. You like the pump, That's what I like. I like the pump. But, I found my strength. And I think also women, we need a safety mechanism. And my safety mechanism was always I could run out of a situation because I was fast. So, that was part of my reason for excelling. And to be able to run and move again.
Mm-hmm. And you say you're a runner when you're coming up. You like to run.
No, when I used to sprint and do relays when I was younger, junior high school. I kind of wish I did. My friends always say I was super fast when I was in college, but I still have speed. So amazingly, even though I have hardware in my right foot, I still have speed. So. I'm thankful for that because my whole thing is I like to run down the stairs in the morning. I wake up, I'm smiling, and I'm bubbly, and I can't wait to get out the door. If I wasn't like that today, I would have been miserable.
Yeah, it's good that you're enjoying, your life and doing what you want to do, and you gotta respect that. Like I said, and we're going through here. Don't mind, that's my roommate.
Oh, you get all my pictures. Oh, this is everything I posted. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, she does
So I
work out.
actually work for Lifetime, but Planet Fitness is my community. It's right down the street. They've seen me in the gym on crutches. They've supported me. They've seen me grow over the years. So really, that's my family.
Yeah, I know a lot of bodybuilders call Planet Fitness the Walmart of gyms because
Yeah. Well,
yeah, but it's a place where it's something you feel comfortable with. I mean, I know a lot of people like to go to the traditional heavy gyms, but this is where you feel comfortable with.
I can
So
feel comfortable in any gym, but you can always alter the equipment to do what you need to do. It's just convenience factor for me because I do work a regular job and an entrepreneur. I'm pressed for time, so location is key for me. Where I
yeah,
work, I use that at nighttime. So I work for Lifetime Athletic. They're in the city. They're nationwide, and I use their facilities as well. But I'm not going to go there in the morning when I work the night shift. I'd be in there too long. And then I have
yeah,
equipment outside. So during COVID, we worked out outside. That's we
yeah.
had
This is you.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you doing? Go ahead. Yeah, here you are doing with the battle ropes. That's fun. You know, and this is a nice pretty little dress on. Wow.
yeah, I
yeah,
said I never wore that before. I said, oh, let me do a little something, something, because people
yeah,
always see me in my gym attire.
yeah. It's good because you know what? It's good to remember that also that not just you're an athlete, but also you're a woman, and people don't understand about what you ladies do because bodybuilding is not seen as a sport by the everyday John Q. public person. They see it as this what is this sport about? I mean, what, what's all of this? And also, here's one thing about bodybuilding, but it always, especially people who don't follow it, they always going to they demonize bodybuilding because they always talk about, oh, steroid use. But the fact is, there's more steroids in the more mainstream sports. There's been Olympic athletes. Remember, Marion Jones was busted. The whole thing, they had the whole commission with all the baseball players. I mean, come on, most of those guys are millionaires. They want to take something that's them, and then it's a small factor of a bodybuilder, but everything's about consistency, diet. Like I say, your mother taught you how to weigh and measure your food. They tell
Yeah,
you the things you
70%
need.
diet, really.
Yeah, it's just about working with what's up now. Who's your coach and what you are working on right now?
Uh, Coach, as far as so my training partner,
Mm-hmm.
his name is George Springer, and he was a personal trainer. He used to train the trainers, so he was, what do you call it, an elite trainer.
I think,
Um, and then I posed with Kenny Wallach.
I think I heard that name before. Kenny Wallach. I think I heard his name before.
Yeah, he's the only guy I should pose with. He's
Uh-huh.
been around for years. He's actually like my age. Yeah, great guy.
Uh-huh.
He's out of Connecticut. He used to be a competitor, but I mean, he can look at you and figure out how to make your poses work for you based on your body type.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
KS just he says, okay, so what's up here? We could, I thought I clicked it. There you go. Kale says, how long you been competing and what is your body part you need to improve? As you know, she says she can be competing for at least 7 years. And, when your last show, when you got your pro card,
Yes.
what did the judges tell you need to fix? What things do you need to improve?
They didn't tell me I need to fix anything. But no, I mean, I really didn't consult with them. I already know what my issues were, and I knew it from day one. So abdominals, and they've gotten better over the year. That's not my best shot. My best shot is my biceps and my back, and I got good triceps. Quads I need to grow a little more, which I have over the years. Now they're dimensional, so I have hamstrings, I have glutes, I have tie-ins, and I have calves. So I'm happy with that. There's always room for improvement. I'm always my worst critic, anybody would say. So, it's improving.
Mm-hmm. This is from KAL. He says this. He says, I like those arms. He liked those
Thank
arms.
you.
Also, this is from Rolando. Rolando says, he says, wow, Miss Karen, looking fantastic.
Appreciate it.
KL says, fitness 2024. That's Miss Fitness 2024.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And also, this is when Rolando says, Miss Karen, you look like the
Oh,
late Florence.
Flojo. I loved
Yeah.
her, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
she was a beautiful woman. Yeah.
there's a lady, she competes. Her name is I forget. I know her name. It's on the back of my head. Her aunt. He's an Ivy proof physique competitor. She switched over to bodybuilding just a while back. Her aunt, Flojo, was her aunt by her uncle, Al Joyner, because
Okay.
she's like, I think she no. I think she's directly related to Flojo. That's her aunt on her mother's or father's side. I forget which one, but God, I know her name back in my head because I remember I was talking with a lady, Tony Mercury. She told me that was her aunt. I said, wow, it's a small world, the bodybuilding world. Also, those arms are impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I like my arms too, actually. I haven't always liked my arms, but I like them now.
he missed the flex a few minutes ago.
Oh, you did? Oh, you want me to flex again?
Well, it's
I
up to
didn't
you.
do
You want
like
to? Yeah. Give him a look there. You get it. Yeah, you got
There you
a
go.
nice
How's that?
pit. So there you go. There you go, KL. Now you can put on your lotion and your paper towels. You're good. So yeah, and yeah, it's about just now. You say that your arms and everything's your best. Which is you say you have to work with your quads, your tie-ins. What's your favorite workout and least favorite workout? That workout you say I don't want to do it. I
Oh, you
don't
mean
want to do
body
it.
part or?
Anything, whichever workout you don't, you feel like your favorite workout you like to do for what body part and your least favorite.
I don't really have a least favorite because I always try to kill the areas that I need to work on. So I'm relentless like that. So I do abs every day. And I hit my glutes every day too. I actually would like larger glutes, bigger quads, and I work on them every day. So I'm relentless like that. As far as the workout's concerned, right now I am burnt out on cardio, and I'm a cardio beast. But things have changed since COVID. So I used to clock about 11 miles a week running dogs. I don't run dogs anymore because people after COVID were home. So that changed. So now I do like an hour and a half of cardio 5 days a week. And I'm tired of the stepper. I do like the stepper. I'm just tired of doing it. So, and I'll jump into, we have classes at the gym that I work at. I'll jump into a spin class anytime to avoid having to do the stepper twice in one day. So, and the members laugh at me because I'm in there. I'm the one in there yelling and screaming and feeding off the instructor because that's my personality. I'm always trying to push people, empower people, and have fun with people.
It's good that you have a good attitude because some typically most bodybuilders don't like cardio. They, it's like this. It's a thing they least like. I've done a couple of interviews with ladies who are pro level competitors who say, "Oh, no, they love leg day. Oh, leg day is their favorite day." I looked at them
I
crazy.
like leg day. I have no problem with leg day. I mean, that's no problem.
Yeah. That's usually they love the upper body part, but the leg day is the thing that gets. We got here from KL. He says this. He said, "Yeah, I'm used some lotion." Yeah, and this is from a man, Rolando. He says this. Oh yes, the arms are really on point, amazing.
Thank you.
And he says, this is from my man KS. Said, do you run on a treadmill? Yeah, you can run on a treadmill. That's the point of it.
Yeah, I usually do. I'll walk and run, and then I do push-ups too.
Well, I sometimes when I was going to play fitness, I use the stationary bikes. Yeah, but then I use a treadmill every now and then. But stationary bikes is good for my knees because I got bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. But there's another stuff I saw was her interview post when she won her pro card. So I'm going,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, and I'm going to show that interview, folks. And I mean, and she was just so, her emotions. I'm a researcher. When I get an interview, I like to research. I'm a hunter, and
I guess you are.
Yeah, I'm like the game. I'm like I might be a hater. He says, don't hate the player, hate the damn game. So we're going to jump in here, and we're going to look at this interview she was given. It is with the new NPC News Online.
Hi, everyone. This is Skylar Lanier, IFBB Bikini Pro, here with NBCNewsOnline.com at the 2021 Teen Collegiate and Masters National Championships. And I'm here with Karen, who won her IFBB Pro card, who took home the, what did we take home?
Overall 55 women's physique.
And how does it feel to be an IFBB Pro?
Awesome. Can't believe I'm here. Incredible. It's been an incredible journey.
And how long have we been competing for?
Oh, this is my fifth season. Yeah.
And what got you into competing?
Injury, actually. I was in a head on collision. I had to rebuild my body. And in the process, I got really fit and I got hooked on bodybuilding, really. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. So my prognosis was I'd never be able to run again. I'd always walk with a limp or a cane.
And look at you now.
Say that.
I said, look at you now.
I know it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, I mean, it's amazing what the body can do. And if you're determined, anything's possible. So I can't believe I'm here today. I'm so excited. I'm so ecstatic. It's been a great journey.
That's amazing. So, do we have anything planned in the future?
I have to look because, I wasn't expecting all of this. And, I got to plan out my next show and what I'm going to do. Yeah. But I'm excited. Totally excited. Yeah.
We are going to celebrate tonight, though, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Where are you going?
Probably to the district to a seafood place with my daughter. Yeah.
Is there anyone you want to thank before we head out?
I'd like to thank my training partner, George Springer, Kenny Wallach, and of course, Shelby Starnes. Yeah, awesome team.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, and welcome to the IFBB. You're welcome. This is Skylar Lanier with NBCNewsOnline.com signing out.
That was great. The time you put into sport. I know you get that big smile. You hadn't seen the video before. Yeah, I mean,
She wants to go out.
well, I know we probably won't hold you too much long because I know she wants to walk. But yeah, that what was that feeling when they?
Oh, it was crazy. Well, the thing with Pittsburgh, that's my second time being there. So the first time I was there was 2019. That's my husband's town. He's a big Steelers fan. So, he did the whole football thing. We ended up in a 5-car pileup going home. Car was totaled. Yeah, it was crazy. And so the ambulance came, and the woman and the guy in the ambulance was so impressed with me that they were like, "You want to sit in the front?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll sit in the front." You want me to turn on the siren? Let's turn on the siren. They were like all excited. Hey, we got a bodybuilder in the house here, So, yeah, that was kind of crazy. But I knew if I was going to win that year because I put in a lot of hard work. And that was my husband's town. So it hit me hard because that was his spot. And the last time I was there, he was alive and he wasn't with me anymore. So, that was all about him being with me on stage, really.
Well, I feel like I think he was with you in spirit because sometimes the people we love the most, there's times where I think about my mom and I might say things that, like just remind me of her. Like, well, this afternoon I went to, because instead of get more oil change in my car, I talked about that earlier, and I went to this the next town over. They had AutoZone, so I went over there to get my filters and stuff, And while I was just the guy was ringing me up, he said to me, George, right? So, yeah, aren't you Aunt Bert's son? And my mother was named Alberta, but they called her Bert, and that just gave me the chills when I heard that, because I don't hear it much anymore, because when I used to, when I was a kid, going around here, because where I live is a small town, but everybody knows pretty much everybody. And one thing is I also relate to this half the town too. And people say, "Hey, you Bert's boy, aren't you?" I say, "Yes, sir." And I was proud because of my mother. But when this young man was my cousin, he was my second cousin. He was one of my this was my father's sister's grandson, and it was great to just to hear, because it gave me the chills in my skin when I think about how my mother, and people remember her and they're fond of her and talk about her. And that's the same thing with your husband. My older brother James, because you look over my right shoulder, there's a picture of him with a little girl right there. He was a big Pittsburgh fan. He was a guy who really got me into bodybuilding, because when I was younger, he used to play football here in our hometown, and he used to get the muscle mag, so like muscle fitness, Iron Man. I grew up in a good part of the 80s. You had, the tail end of Schwarzenegger's career as a bodybuilder. You had Lee Haney, Lita Brada. You had, a lot of these guys like Chris Conyer coming up. And then you ladies, y'all just, because I was getting to my teenage years and y'all just changed my pubescent mind. You just,
years, yeah.
What?
Linda Murray years.
Yeah, I think most of the good part of it was towards the end of the Corey Eveson years, starting in the Murray year. Wasn't too big fan of Linda. I like her now. She's a great lady because I got to see her at Savannah when I went there, my first bodybuilding show.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
Yeah, and also people like Laura Craval, Vicky Gates, Krista Bach. I interviewed Nancy Lewis a while back, Sue Price. Those ladies, amazing women. They were, I would say, if they would compete today, even physique competitors, they wouldn't be in the same level of the women now. As you know, we just had the Olympia just last week. And like I said, I followed Olympia up to after the men's part. I don't care. My thing is the ladies. And Andrew Shaw is still champion. Yeah. There's a debate about Miss Physique. That's your division. And I warned her because
really was.
Yeah, tough call. And she says she's going to do her debut. And what's this? Where you going to debut at again?
Yeah, where?
Where you going to do your debut?
Oh, me? My debut? Oh,
yeah.
Fort Lauderdale.
And that is the Men Lag Show. And I already warned her, a particular somebody. I don't know. She may not do the show.
Are you trying to spook me on George? Huh?
I'm not trying to spook you. You said you can do master, so you have to worry about her because you will do it open.
So you got to do open? I've done both. Yeah. I did open for that show. No, I did 55 and I did 50. I've done open before.
Yeah.
It's all about the dollar bill. You want to do open and pay for that, and it all depends on who shows up, really.
Yeah, that's what he said. But my debate is it was a pretty good lineup, pretty good show. You see that women's bodybuilding and physique are kind of like getting so close, especially with criteria.
I think that women's physique has gotten more shredded. Women's bodybuilding, they're bigger than us, Poses are different only by the hand gestures. We have open hand, they have closed hand, but they're bigger women. They're supposed to have about 20% more muscle than us. And if I look at Andrea Shaw, she's got a lot of muscle, Beautiful, but she's got a lot more muscle than the physique girls.
But then, like I said, I was talking with somebody that how the physique girls was even doing lat spreads or something at the Olympia, and
yeah, they do them in their posing routine, but they've been doing that for years.
And this is where the debate is. I think the judges have a lot of control when it comes down to it. I think they should be when they had to set criteria when they started the division, it should stick with the criteria. It keeps changing here and there. You see some women say, okay, she looks more like physique, but then you might see a girl, it's like she's competing physique, but she looks more like women's bodybuilding. And even in figure, if you look at the girls there, where they look more like, I would say, when physique first started. Yeah, I would say Judah McCarr.
Back and forth. They'll bounce back and forth during the show. They'll have the shoes on and then they'll come out barefoot.
Yeah, that's usually in the amateur because the fact is because you can double dip as an amateur and also you can double dip in masters. I did interview a lady. Her name is Angela Noe. She did women's open and bodybuilding and physique. And also she did masters figure. That gives you you can go both ways either way. Here is from the man KL. He says. The ones that love leg workouts have fantastic legs. That's true. Also, it's just from Rolando. He says, "Hey there, Annie. He loves your dog."
Yeah, Annie's itching to get outside.
Yeah, I got to hold to it like this.
Because she's
yeah. And also it says, Miss Karen, you have a cute little one right there.
She is cute. Very patient too.
Yeah. And also, this is from Kea. He says, "Yeah, you used to do the lotion thing with the muscle max, George." Well, yes. So I gotta confess, I'm gonna be like this. Coming up as a young man, yes, I'm a muscle person. Who did you had your muscle max? Playboys, Penthouse. Come on, if anybody like you have a daughter, but any person who has boys in their family, a son, there's plenty of mothers who probably cleaned out dried up socks and napkins are under their beds. But hey, that's just the truth of it. But this is, like I said, this is a tough sport, especially for a woman, and you're changing what people considered, the aspects of being feminine. Like it's always I did interview a lady a while back. She said that she was told to switch from bodybuilding physique because she was still feminine looking, and it's just is that femininity. It's important part of being a woman, but is it really as necessary as they want to say it is, in your opinion?
Well, I think I look feminine, so how would I answer that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like an individual question. I mean, I'm still feminine.
Mm-hmm.
I look like
You
a woman.
are.
I look like a man.
Yeah, you.
So I guess it depends on what level you're at, your body, gene, chemistry. I mean, whatever your goals are. Some of us have more muscle than others.
Mm-hmm.
We all come in different sizes, shapes, and colors. I mean,
yeah, and genetics is a factor to bodybuilding. Some like good example, Andrea. She works hard. A while back, I watched when she did that little contest with her, Angelio, and Natalia Kavaleva, and she was working hard. I think she has more genetics. She does it with is hard work, and this is about the sport. People look at sport as said again, it's not considered a real sport in mindset of other people, but it is because you know what, you have to train, you have to work out, you have to diet. I know there's days where
lots of disciplines.
Yeah. And I know there's days like you like your daughter, even though your daughter doesn't, she's not a competitive bodybuilder. She is smart with eating, but there's times where she's something that you might want to eat, but you can't eat because you're training, you're focused. And
she gets whatever she wants, but she eats like me, but if I'm not having carbs, I'll make her carbs, so I don't limit her diet. She portions her food, but she still eats whatever she wants, but she cooks for herself too. So if she's having pasta, I just want to have the pasta. She'll still have the protein and vegetables. I'll just have protein and vegetables and no pasta. That's all.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But I've been to my daughter loves ice cream. I'll go get her ice cream and not get myself anything. It's all about willpower, determination. If I have a goal, I'm going to stick to my goal. I mean, we all have things that want to take us off our goals, or the devil, if you want to call it that. But I stay focused.
And that's good. I respect your focus. So anyway, folks, Annie really wants to go out, so we ain't gonna hold her too much.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I go with the cutie outside.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. We used to have dogs when we were kids, but we were outside kids. But our dogs were outside. My third older sister used to have poodles. My mom did like dogs in the house, but she let the poodles come in because she was cool with that. This is where I would say like this. One thing about bodybuilding is tough because sometimes you lost friendships, the relationships have changed, and it's good that you have the support of your daughter and your friends, the people at the gym. I mean, that's necessary, especially how people look at women in the bodybuilding world, especially guys making comments like, hey, you're trying to be a man, you're trying to be that. Yeah, not.
I actually never had any of that, so I'm thankful, but I haven't lost friends. My dad was my biggest. He used to get a kick out of me. So we go to dinner summertime, and my arms would be out, and there was always a comment about my triceps when I was in a restaurant. My dad would say to me, Karen, your triceps winking at me. So, I always like that. So my dad was my biggest promoter. I can say that much. My mom too, but my dad, he would show all his pictures to his friends and stuff, So, yeah.
Well, relationships with women and fathers, that's your biggest hero, your father. And for us boys, our boy's best friend is his mother. That's the person that's the first woman we ever truly love. You can have wives and boyfriends and whatever else like that, but you only have one mother. You can replace that. But yeah, I think I gotta respect what you do, ma'am, and it is tough. If you, as a competitor, could change your sport for where it really you need the help and assistance, what you like to see change for you as a competitor?
Oh, I wish that we could be as a competitive cash value wise as the bodybuilders, the men. I mean, because we have to work just as hard as them, if not harder. But the cash payout isn't even half, or even it's nothing compared to what they get. So we don't get represented well. And if you're a masters, you don't get represented well at all. So it's all about the younger women. It's not about the mature women. If you can do it when you're younger, try doing it when you're 58 years old or when you're in your 50s. Total different ball game, you know? So we should have respect for that as well.
Yeah, as you say, yeah, you're always going to go with the division, especially in the women's side. I call them the TNA divisions. We all know who they are, bikini and wellness. They're the divisions that bring more attention. With the men, and this is, excuse my French, it's the bottom bitch division. If you know anything about the pimping game, they're the guys who bring in the money and attention. I think the last year, I think the bigger division now is men's classic, and I think men's physique because it's a lot more attainable. I've interviewed a couple of ladies who compete in bikini because that division is a little bit more attainable. You can have big turnover for those shows compared to men's bodybuilding and women's bodybuilding, and even figure. And you know, we just had a couple of injuries, a couple of former Olympia champions, Missy Trescott and Whitney Jones. You know, those ladies had, you know, they put their hearts out. I watched the video of Missy when she hurt herself. I mean, I follow her. I do content on her.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and Whitney Jones, she came back after she took some time off, and then what happened to her? It's tough. I think one thing should be is like something like that happened. Like I think Brandon Kerr, he got sick right before he did the Olympia. I think there should be more health benefits, more, you know, benefits for your competitors. I know there's so many pros, but when you get to the top level, you're the ones who bring in the money and attention. I think they should take care of you more. I think it should be at the point, like I do a live stream. I stream about another hour or so with my partner. He is a former NFL player. He's done a couple of sports and he's been bodybuilding for I believe 20 years. Mm-hmm. And he hadn't played football for almost 10 years, you know, and he still gets a pension from the NFL for the time he put in. I think also when that level, you should take care of your athletes. Because like I said again, we come see y'all compete. We come see y'all at the show. We don't come see Jim Man. You don't see Tyler Man. You don't come see Cindy Williamson. We don't come see Bob Ciccarello. We come see y'all. We come see you competitors. And I think there should be more, you know, given to you. Like, you know, and also sponsorship could help. I think more. I know
sponsorship definitely. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. But George, I'm gonna have to cut you loose because this little lady wants to go out, and then I got to pick my daughter up from the ferry.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate your time.
The interview.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple more questions, and we out here, and we have this from KL. He says it's not a regular sport, but the people talk about every day. Yeah, true. And also, this is from KL. She looks like Ella Joyce a little. Maybe that's me, you know. But we do like to thank you, ma'am, and we do appreciate your time. You know, this is a lovely lady, folks, and I think if anybody's out there who's interested in supporting her, instead of getting her social media stuff in the description, have a set plan. Don't be that weird guy saying, "Hey, Karen, I think you're beautiful and you complete me. What do you need from me? From you? What can you do for me?" No, stop it. Stop it. Say, Miss Conyer, if you need anything from me, let me know. And I will support you on your path as a professional bodybuilder. But, you know, we have a plan. We set it up. We put it together for you. And we make sure everything works particularly perfectly. You know, I don't want anything to do with you, girl. You're welcome. But anyway, folks, we're going to let her go. She got Annie. She got a kid to take care of. So again, if you want to follow,
thanks for the support.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you. If you want to follow her social media stuff in the description, check her out. Reach out to her. Be nice, be kind, and you know my rules, guys. You sick freaks. No hits. Stop it.
Freaks, yeah.
Yeah, stop it. So, man, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Rest of your week. Happy upcoming Thanksgiving. And, you know, I know you can't just, you know, but good luck at the Mid-Atlantic. I will talk about the show because I do talk about contests, and I was, you know, mention you in my thing because I do try to talk about you ladies, especially in physique and women's bodybuilding, because it's, you know, I respect you ladies, what you do. And it's honestly, y'all truly are athletes. So anyway, folks, we'd like to thank the lovely Miss Karen for coming through. Thank my man KL the Wanderer. Thank Orlando G. Everybody who watched this video, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media, support these ladies in the sport of bodybuilding, and be respectful anyway. So this is man, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Have a good rest of your week.